Hello, Tony here, back on my channel once more on a Wednesday slot. And as with all Wednesday videos, I'm here once again with another pack opening session. And for this session, we have a product that I think everyone can agree has been highly anticipated for the last year, that being this year's Megatins. So to provide context for the less informed viewers in my audience, the Megatins are a yearly product released around the late summer early fall period that consists mostly of cards released from the last year of core and side products. These tins not only reprint some of the most highly sought after cards in the prior year, cards that are generally impossible to obtain due to the set being out of print, but also introduce rarity changes for cards such that lower rarity cards see higher foil printings and higher rarity cards see lower rarity printings. Furthermore, in a trend we saw in recent years, these tins also serve as a means of adding powerful new cards to the card pool as well, with things like Nibiru the Primal Being and Red Eye's Dark Dragoons being among the few powerful meta changers to come from this series of products. Now, while prior Megatins were always met with rather high hype, this year's Megatins were met with a particularly higher amount than usual. Why, you may ask? Well, it's because this year's Megatins cover the products released from Ignition Assault to Phantom Rage, a period that was during the peak of the COVID pandemic. As a result of the pandemic, many of the cards in that period saw a much smaller product printing, leading to a much lower supply of those sets. This was made worse by the power creep we saw in sets like Rise of the Duelist, which introduced several powerful staples at very high rarities, making playsets of these sought after cards very expensive. So for many of these people seeking these tins, this is their opportunity to obtain some of these cards at an affordable rate. Not only that, the Megatins also imports a card from the OCG that many players have been clamoring for in Crossout Designator, a powerful card designed to counter the rampant hand trap format the game has evolved into. And these things are some of the things we're hoping to pull today as we gut through the pack opening. Anyway, I've droned on enough. Without a further ado, let's get into the pack opening. Now, usually with these pack openings, I would go through the cards and pause occasionally to talk more in depth about the specific choice pulls. But because this set is primarily a reprint set, I haven't much to say this time around. Most of the cards in this set I've already discussed previously in a deck profile or another pack opening, and among the few that are world premiere, there isn't much to dig into. So to save some time, we're going to get right into it and make short comments on cards as we go. With that being said, because of how sought after this set has been, I've only been able to secure about 3 of these tins. So going into the first tin here, we have 3 packs of the Mega Tin packs. Now these packs are usually supposed to consist of 1 secret, 2 ultras I believe, and 3 supers, and a bunch of commons. Most of them reprints, but the goal here is maybe we can pull something that's actually decent. Alright, starting with the first pack here, we have a Rainbow Zoo, a Goki Iron Claw, the Adamant Pacer Crystal Braptite, reprinted from Secret Slayers, which is also out of print, Goki Guts, Inferno Monite Magus, Red Rain, our first super in Gizmek Okami, the dreaded Deluge Dragon, actually a decent side deck card for clearing boards against X-Deck monsters. For our next super, we have Inferno Monite Captain Roland, which is also already in super in the OTS packs, so kind of a waste there. Our secret is our Adamanticipator Signs, a great reborn card for that deck, and then our ultra is Virtual World Kieran Lili. Not bad. The Virtual Worlds actually have a lot of commons, and this is a nice full upgrade for those who want to build the deck. Our next ultra is one of the new world premieres in Magician's Salvation, a card for Dark Magicians. This card does improve how Dark Magicians play, but honestly, Dark Magicians need a lot more, and a lot more is probably coming in Bach. Our rare is Gaia the Fierce Knight, and then our commons is another Magellanica, a Redeemable Jar, a Marince's Great Bubble Reef, a Linker Bell, a I Love Fusion, a Capricious Dark Lord to round off the first pack. So nothing crazy yet, 1 world premiere, that's pretty nice. Going on into our next pack, we have 1 Melfi Tag, 1 Resonator Command, 1 Squeak Knight, 1 Gusari Adagnister, 1 Deep Sea Minstrel, great for water decks for rip out hand traps. Speaking of water, we have Adamancipator Crystal Dragite, the other Adamancipator monster. Our super is Magical Hound. Another super is in Tri-Brigade Rugal the Silver Sheller. Still can't pronounce these names, but this is also a nice foil upgrade considering that most of the Tri-Brigade cards are actually very low rarity. Our secret is Tri-Brigade Revolt. Well, we have a very Tri-Brigade pack, I guess. Great in secret rare printing. Our ultra is in Reshadal Wendy. Nice, but we already had this as a foil printing, so this is also kind of unfortunate. Our other ultra is Emancipator Risen Raptite. Dragon Maid Tiding for our rare, Red Familiar, Drill Diver Vespinato, 9 Lives Cat, Transcadia, Dragoon Lamp, and Hornuk Oliphant. So far nothing particularly crazy yet, but we have seen some decent foil upgrades if we ever want to go back to build those decks. We have 1 Squeak Knight, 1 Dogmaticism, 1 Indulge Dark Lord, 1 Goki Destroy Ogre, 1 Battle Survivor, 1 Dark Lord Uprising for, I believe, our Ultra or Super. Noctivision Dragon, also Super from an OTS before, so unfortunate. 1 Drytron Gamma Altanen. This is very nice because the previous printing of Altanen was only a rare. Our secret is Dogmatica Ashian. Our Ultra is... Boys, we did it. We pulled the Crossout Designator. Alright, so to pause a little bit about this card, let's explain what this card does. First, when this card is activated, I declare a card name. Upon doing so, I then banish a card from my main deck of that declared name, and then, very similar to Call by the Grave, it negates the effects of all cards with that name, activated or face up on the field. This essentially serves as a faster Call by the Grave, allowing you to respond to hand traps much easier than you previously could. Which is, again, very fantastic. Previously, due to the fact that Call by the Grave is at 1, we don't have a lot of ways to respond to hand traps, and this is why our format is primarily a lot of hand traps along with 1-card combos. Crossout Designator hopes to change that. From there, we have a Dogmatica monster in Alden, we have a rare in Raider's Wing, we have a Gachiri Adagnister, a Witchcrafter Jenny, a Lapotite, a Crocodile Arctethys in a common this time, which is fantastic because the previous sought after printing of this was an ultra, a Rackbrand Genitar, and a Jacobolin. Alright, so this tin went from very simple to very good. So putting away the 2 most interesting things I think in this one, we move on to our next tin. If I can get it open. There we go. Alright, moving on to our next tin. Starting off, we have an Eye Ritual, a Melfi Mommy, Fury the Karyushin, Torpedo Takedown, Gusari Adagnister, Rika Queen Strana. This used to be a Ultra, I believe, so hey, if you want to play Rika, here you go. Our Super is another Rugal. Our another Super is our Gizmek. Our secret is Fusion Deployment, a fantastic card if you're looking to play a fusion deck with specific fusion requirements. Our Ultra is a Chichi Adagnister. I forgot that the Ignister cards were in here, but that's fantastic because, especially the island, a lot of the Ignister cards were getting a lot more expensive thanks to their introduction into the meta. Our next Ultra is another world exclusive in Piercing the Darkness, another Dark Magician card. Shockingly enough, this card also helps Magic Key. So to explain what this card does, this card has 2 very useful effects. First off, if I was to summon a non-token normal monster, I get to draw a card. More importantly though, if I declare an attack on a monster with a monster that was Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz summoned using a non-token normal monster, I can then essentially apply an honest effect onto my monster, having my monster gain attack equal to my opponent's monster's attack. This helps obviously Dark Magician in a number of ways, but it also once again helps Magic Key, which commonly Rituals and Fusion summons currently with normal monsters. So a rather decent card. From there, we have our rare in Virtual World Beast Juju. We have our common Bausalama, a Link Party, a Melfi Rabby, it's adorable as ever, an Eye Shadow, and a Deep Sea Artisan, as well as 1 Crimson Resonator. Alright, moving on to our second pack here. We have 1 IQ, Cyber's Accelerator, 1 Bellcat Fighter, 1 Soldier Guy the Fierce Knight, 1 Dark Lord Uprising, 1 Goki the Power Lord Ogre, 1 Magical Hound as our super rare, 1 Chaos Summoning Beast as a super as well, very nice given that the structure deck only printed this in common, 1 Secret Rare Sky Striker Rose, fantastic compared to the Sky Striker array that we have in our previous Megatin. Our Ultra is our Ignister Island, which is once again great because Island was getting somewhat expensive. Our other Ultra is our Tri-Brigade Shurig, the Ominous Omen, a Union Driver, a Deep Sea Prima Donna, a Hinuzan Hanabi, a Tactical Trapper, a Capricious Dark Lord, a Flourishing Frolic, and a Guy the Magical Knight. Alright, wrapping it up with the last pack, can we get a second Crossout Designator to really wrap things around? We have 1 Inferno Knight Oliver, 1 Lantern Shark, 1 Magical Broker, 1 Feedband the Wings of Mischief, 1 Buzzsaw Shark, 1 Dice. For our super rare, we have 1 Titan Cider. It's like a Lost Wind, but worse. 1 Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow. For our secret, we have the 1 Dogmatica Ecclesia the Virtuous. Fantastic that they're reprinting the Dogmatica cards since they are still seeing meta play, but they are getting rather expensive at the moment. For our Ultra, we have a Reshadal Chaos, one of the Shaddolls that we don't see a lot of play. And our other Ultra is a Dogmatica Theo the Iron Punch, another fantastic Dogmatica monster. We have a Mensis Pascalis for our rare. We have an Inferno Bastolfo, a Dogmatic Encounter, a Melfi Pony, a Nation, a Junk Sleep, and Inferno Knight Ogier as our last comment. Alright, so 2 tins so far, with a few, I guess, technical difficulties in between that you'll probably notice the edits for. But moving on to our 3rd tin. I'm making a mess here. Alright, going into our 3rd tin here. We have 1 Fury of the Karyushin, 1 IQ, 1 Cyberse Accelerator, 1 Rika Queen Strenna, 1 Soldier Guy the Fierce Knight, 1 Dark Lord Uprising, another Tri-Brigade Rugal the Silver Sheller, that makes it 3 copies of this, a Heavy Forward for that, a Raviel Lord of the Phantasms as our secret rare. This looks really nice. That's much as I could say about it. I don't think anyone was looking forward to this being their secret rare. Our next Ultra is another Ignister Island. That makes it 2. And then another Tri-Brigade Shurig the Ominous Omen. You know, with the amount of Tri-Brigade links I pulled, I might just build that deck again for a 3rd deck profile. 1 Union Driver, 1 Deep Sea Prima Donna, 1 Hinazunu Hanabi, 1 Tactical Trapper, 1 Capricious Dark Lord, 1 Flourishing Frolic, 1 Guy the Magical Knight as our last comment. Alright, next pack. Bellcat Fighter, Inferno Knight Oliver, a Lantern Shark, Goki Powerload Ogre, a Winds of Mischief, a Buzzsaw Shark, I think it's telling me to build sharks, a Adamantipated Relief as our super rare, which is funny because I think the original printing of this was already a super rare. Anyway, a Super Heavy Samurai Sword Master Musashi, say that 10 times fast. Our secret rare is an El Shaddai Op Cologne, now that looks very nice. Our Ultra is another Reshadal Chaos. Our other Ultra is another Theo the Iron Punch. Both pretty mediocre so far. A Pascalis, an Astolfo, another Dogmatic Encounter, a Melfi Pony, a Dogmatica Nation, a Junk Sleep, and another Ogier. Once again, was that pack about pretty much the same as one of my last packs? Weird. Alright, going into the 3rd and last pack, here we have 1 Magical Broker. 1 Awakening the Possessed Gigabyte, 1 Cursed Dragon, the Cursed Dragon, 1 Dice, 1 Awakening the Possessed Rasen Ryu, 1 Disposable Learner Device, a super rare Drytron Delta Arteris, another fantastic super printing for the Drytron monsters, another super in Perform Power Turn Trooper. Our secret is Dragon Maid Shio, which is great for Dragon Maids. Our Ultra is a Opening the Spirit Gates, another 4 printing of a card that was printed as common in the structure deck. And our final Ultra is a King Beast Barbros. I mean, I think this was printed as a common as well, so the Ultra printing is nice. But once again, not one of the Ultras you're looking for. We have 1 Adamantipated Friends, card that was previously secret, now printed as a rare. A Windpegs Ignister, a Rookie for Hire, a Lifeless Leaf Fish, a Link Burst, and an Execution of Contract, and finally a Salmgrade Z-Board X as our last card for this Mega Tin opening. And that's going to do it for this year's Mega Tin box opening. All in all, this product is pretty great. Between reprints of much needed staples, to the rarity bumps of many of the previously non-foil cards, to the release of a few nifty new ones, this Mega Tin is definitely looking to be one of the best ones in years. Now, because of how massive this set is, pulling a specific card in this set can be a little difficult. So if you're just looking for a specific card, I would recommend just getting singles instead. But with that being said, I can't deny that this is one of the more fun sets to open given its large card pool. So if you're in it for some RNG fun, I would say that this is a good product for you, if you can find it given its low stock. But regardless, my name is Tony. This has been this year's Megaton box opening. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.